Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 25 with me, Daddy Jokey. And we are back on Riverbend Springs playing our first kind of let's play or playthrough on this map. And it is November 3rd, or rather, the 3rd day of November. I guess that's the same thing, right? What I mean is it's the last day of November in our current setting. We are playing 3 days a season. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot to do for us currently. And so what I'm going to do today is we're going to do a quick little contract. And I already have it picked out and not prepared. We're still going to have to trudge our butts all the way to there. But I have it figured out. We're not going to just be winging it. The contract we're going to do is rock removal for Walter. Walter's going to lend us his skid steer that he mysteriously has parked somewhere where we can see it. But we're going to go and do that first thing. So we're going to click that. Yep, okay, I don't know why I struggled with reading that. We're going to tab over into this little skid steer. And we're doing this contract because a rock removal isn't something that I'm necessarily going to be doing a lot of in like my own farming, I guess. And so in order to actually kind of see what's up, we're gonna do this contract. And this contract is taking place, okay, let's hit this one. Active contract. It is by field 29, which is the store is right here. Okay, so we can either go around or we can go by the way the ferry. Let's just drive because I think the ferry, as cool as it is, we've done that in the previous episode and it does take forever to call it and then get over and all that kind of stuff. And so we're just gonna drive over there and I'll be back when I'm there. Alright, and here we are at Walter's secret property. There he wants us to do some rock breaking. And so I'm going to do that, and I wondered, this is actually really easy, I wondered how the rocks were going to be marked for us to break, compared to like when you go harvesting trees, like when we did for Noah, and they had that little spray mark on him. I guess they just put these little red flags, tell us these are the rocks they want us to break. So Walter wants us to destroy all of these rocks around here. It looks like there's only 4 or 5 of them. Okay, one's behind the shed. He doesn't want us to do any other ones, but we also aren't really seeing any other ones, so that's all good. So now we're gonna hop in. I'm gonna open the menu. Okay, unfold the breaker. Alright, I didn't realize we had to kind of lower it that way. And then all we really have to do is just turn it on. Alright, sounds good. So, I wonder how loud this is. Let's come up to the rock. The hydraulic breaker. Activate. Oh. Nice. Let's see. Alright, very interesting. Not, I suppose, as not as satisfactory as doing tree harvesting, but it'll do. The other thing that's a little unfortunate, or maybe it's not, no, actually it looks like there is a pile of rubble over there. I was wondering about that, if a pile of like gravel is created when you break the rock or not. And it looks like there is. Right here in front of us, it looks like a little pile of gravel. I wonder if I can, if it's measurable. If the menu will tell me that it's there. I wish we had some kind of bucket with us for this, for the skid steer, so that I could actually check and see if I can pick up that little pile of rocks. But even if we could, it probably wouldn't be substantial enough to consider quarrying as a viable option. Alright, let's drive on this way. And obviously this is an abstraction of how difficult this would be to do in real life, even with a hydraulic breaker. One thing that I do think, though, is that currently it is raining, and that would make this job a little more palatable because it would not be as dusty, provided it was raining sufficiently. But yeah, so this was a quick little job. I think if we had a method of transporting the skid steer other than on its own power down the street or roads, it would have been even faster money. But so we've done this, and I just wanted to see this because this is not something I expect to do much farther into the future. So we'll just turn that off, tab over to our farm, complete the contract, collect our money, and that's really kind of it in terms of what I have planned for November. I have already ceased watering the greenhouse to kind of simulate that you don't get to really grow tomatoes in a foil house, you know, in the winter. Eggs I can't really turn off, and honey I can't really turn off either, but it is what it is. Other than that, that's pretty much where we are. So what I have planned is just like a quick, we're gonna advance the time until we hit spring, and I wanna check first before we start doing that. I'm going to check when in spring we actually want to start, because we have a field of canola and we have a field of barley, and we want the field of barley to be harvested and then immediately turned into a field of carrots. The field of canola, we probably won't be able to turn into anything for this coming year. Canola is going to be it. But that's fine because canola is good. What we need to do is we need to put some weed killer on it. And so what I'm planning on doing is checking here every day in the sales as we go and move the days along to see what's up. And I know it's kind of lame, but I also don't want to just like waste a lot of time by doing contracts when they're really kind of the same thing. We've done bale wrapping, you've seen me do cultivating, we've done some dead wood, we haven't done fertilizing, but whatever. Harvesting, like I don't want to spend, you know, even though this is a lot of money, harvesting with this, what I would probably do is just set it on worker and have it make me money. And I just don't feel like that's quality gameplay. I hardly ever use worker anyway. I like to play in a way that's kind of realistic, and when I do use worker, I like to pretend it's like a family member or something. You know, there's mowing, plowing. These are all the things that we're going to do for our own farm, and I don't want to necessarily waste time doing them for other people in the middle of November. And so I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to advance time to 8 o'clock tomorrow. That would be December 1st. We'll see if maybe we'll get snow. That'd be nice. Okay, so here we are, December 1st. And December 1st we have some new machines here. And some of them are actually interesting to me. So we have this one right here. What is this? That would be a row crop seed drill. So this would be corn, sorghum, sunflowers. What is that? Soybean, beets. I think peas, right? And this is cotton. So that would be cool if we really had the money for that. We don't need this guy right here. The whole master is just you call it a chaser bin, essentially. You load from a combine into this thing, and then the tractor drives this on the side of a field into a semi. We don't need that, nor do we have a tractor that can supply the power. This is what I want to know. This is a sprayer, but it is an orchard sprayer. And what I'm wondering is, can an orchard sprayer function on normal crops? I don't think it would. I don't think we would want to. I don't think we would want to like spread out all of it. Not to mention it only has a 4-meter working width. So we would be going up and down the field all over the place. But you know, it is 10,000 and it is available, so I'm kind of curious if I should get it, or if I should just hold out and see if the other hardy sprayer that is meant for, you know, row crop fields will actually come on sale. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, as much as I find that interesting. Let's look around. December 1, Walter still not wearing a jacket, catch pneumonia and die on us, and then we will not have any contracts on his suspicious properties. Normally I'd put on some clothes, but as I said, I'm trying to fast forward time to some more interesting farming time, so we'll just go ahead and sleep again, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. And here we are, December 2. You can see that we have snow falling, and it is accumulating actually really well. Roofs, you know, the statue, kind of solid surfaces that would not conduct heat very well are all covered. Ground is a little bit frosted looking. We're gonna go check it out, and further to that, we're gonna actually check out our this thing so that we can see what we can sell, because well, we did already sell our, what's the word I'm looking for? We did already sell our canola oil, and so we don't have that December I'm stumbling over my words today, I'm sorry. We don't have that need to sell it in December, and January is the best month for wheat, so we will sell the little of wheat we have left in December. Although there is currently a great demand for something in Goldcrest Valley. I just don't feel like renting the train makes sense for that little amount of wheat, so we will not use anything that requires, you know, input to rent vehicles and stuff, just to sell stuff to their sell points. In terms of any other stuff, we don't really have anything. Like I said, lettuce, tomatoes, and garlic, the production is stopped. And here we have eggs. Eggs we have a good amount of, but like I said, I want to fast forward to a better time, so we'll just kind of pretend like we're selling them and then sell them all at once. Honey, I don't know if it stopped, actually. Let's go and look at that and see if we keep increasing. So it's December 2 right now. So let's run over to honey. And to be honest, I don't know, but it doesn't look like it has increased. As well as I'm not seeing any bees. Normally you would hear the buzzing and the bees would be fluttering about. So I think we don't have winter honey production, which is just as well. That is what I want. Yeah. Chickens are fine. Chickens are producing all year round, really, so long as they have food, water, and warmth. And so we should be pretty. Yeah, 118 pieces of egg. It is what it is. But let's check the store. So here we have a new thing. What is this? It is a roller that can be equipped with a seeder unit, which would make it able to seed grass. So that's a pretty decent price, honestly, for a roller. However, I don't know that I necessarily need one, if that makes sense. Like, if we go and look at our field states, field states are right here. You can turn it all on, and so this is all the states of soil composition. If we turn this on, all of them need rolling, right? But consider that rolling the fields is extra work. Ooh, I like the way this is accumulating on the ground and then slowly melting. That is one of my new favorite features. It just adds a little bit more realism to this. I love it. Let's go hide away over here. It looks like Walter called it a day. Snow is where he draws the line. But if we go to the regular shop and we go, this is Dablo Maxi Roll 360 green line. I just want to make sure that if I were to buy it, it was a machine that I can actually use. It's going to be in the grassland care, which is why I am worried about it. Grass rollers and weeders improve the yield of your grass fields. Yeah, so I feel like this machine wouldn't actually work on my fields. Like it's not a grass, I mean it is a grass roller, it's not a field roller. And I don't know what the difference is really. If we go up here into where are rollers? Where did they go? I swear I just saw them going down to the other rollers. Grassland scare. Good grief, there should be a search function. There, yield improvements, rollers, right? So what is the difference here in terms of the actual machine, right? This one seems to have some jagged wheels. This one does not. And by adding this bar, we make it a grassland roller. So what is the difference between a roller and a grassland roller? Is something I don't know. Right? Like, what is the crossboard? What does it do for me? Do I want to pay extra 5,000 for this, right? I don't know the answer to any of that, and we will have to find that out as we play along. But for now, that means that I don't know if I want to buy this. Initially, I want to say yes. Buy the roller. That way we get rid of some stones, because we can push small stones back into the field with a roller. I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save scum. If you don't know what save scumming is, you're about to learn. We're gonna save the game. We're gonna go buy the roller. Without the seeder unit, we don't need the seeder unit, we have a seed drill. Buy it. Then we're gonna go and bring it over here with one of our tractors, or I guess one tractor. And then we're gonna go and drive it on the field. And if it works, then good, and we'll keep it. If it doesn't work, then we'll just reload the save and pretend we didn't buy it. And that's basically what save scumming is. Some people consider it cheating. Sure, but this is a single player game that doesn't really have rules. So I would worry less about it being cheating and more about, you know, we're exploring this game. We don't know what is not even what is the best option. We just don't know what doing certain things will actually cause. And so, for instance, you know, if this were to work, then it begs the question of why are there rollers in two different areas? Why isn't there just a section that says rollers? Why do we have grassland scare roller and there's just one implement, and then we have all the other rollers? So I guess we'll learn, you know, just now. Of course, I suspect in real life we wouldn't use a roller in December, because you don't necessarily want the grounds to be hard when you go around trying to kind of push in rocks and compact a little bit of what you just put in seed-wise. I suspect, and I don't know this for sure, I suspect that if you were doing rolling, you would do it pretty much right after you put the seeds in, before they even germinate, so that you're not driving on your freshly planted crops, or freshly growing crops and killing them, right? And that you would, if you would even do that, you would do it where you actually plan your tram lines ahead of time, and that way you're not driving all over all your crops. But so here we are. Here we have the roller, Maxi Roll 630 by Babble. It's a cool looking color to me, actually, quite honest. And I'm wondering if this is something that happens in the industry, where like if a new manufacturer for a specific agricultural implement comes into play, you know, maybe a farmer decides they know better than the industry engineers and starts a company that makes a certain kind of implement. Do they just like go and pick a color and then be like, yeah, this is gonna be all of our color and everything is gonna be like that, like a marketing thing essentially? Or do they just do, meh, this color was available and cheap, that's what we're doing. So here we are on the farm. We're going to unfold our roller. We're going to zoom out a little bit. And then we're going to check again in our fields. Okay, so all of these fields need rolling. Whoop, we just kind of drifted all the way there. Right, so that unfolded the thing. And all we really need to do is just lower it. Okay. The other thing that I'm wondering is, in previous farming simulators, the rolling actually killed grass. And so I want to check that out first to see if it still happens. If I drive onto the grass over here, is it going to leave dead texture? It does not. Okay. That's good. So now let's just lift that up. Make a UE. Come up to this field over here. Why not? Let's get the steering assist involved. Steering assist, auto, number of headlands. Yeah, let's do 1. And work direction. I think I want the work direction to be, nope, the opposite way. This way. Make that slanted line I guess the parent line or what have you. Although it doesn't seem to really matter, so maybe not. Maybe we'll just go with automatic and yeah. There we go. Automatic. Show lines. Yes, please. Okay. Hello, what did I mess up? Show lines. Please do. Ah, there they are. Okay, so let's lower the machine and let's see what happens to our field and whether or not we're gonna be keeping this machine or if we're gonna be reloading a save. So it pushed some rocks in, and I'm gonna do a whole line before making any kind of decision. It is possible that if I have to keep this machine, or if I get to keep this machine, I will have to later do some more contracts in order to afford the potential sprayer, or should a fertilizer sprayer come on sale. But this rolling, this looks like it's working. It's definitely at least pushing stones in, which is a good thing, because I don't really want to buy a $40,000 stone picker. So we'll just hit it from here, turn on cruise control. It looks like our tractor is struggling a little bit. It's a little bit. I don't know that I checked what the horsepower requirements were, but it seems to be greater than what we have. Then again, we are a small farm, so it is what it is. So once we make it all the way back to there, I will open the map and we will look and see if it's working. And again, like I said, we probably wouldn't be doing this in the winter. Various reasons. You know, ground is already hard, so we won't get to actually do any compaction that we want or anything like that. And all we will cause is just damage. So let's check this out. And yes, it is not doing anything. So this is clearly just a grasslands roller. In terms of stones, it did remove the stones. Where I passed, the small stones got pushed back in. So I guess the question is, should we keep this roller just for the sake of not having to buy a stone picker? Or should we just save scum? And I think I'm gonna save scum. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So I'll be back when it's loaded back up. So I'm back to before we purchased the roller. It is not worth our money to get something that we can't really use. We don't have grasslands and we don't have any use for it at this moment. The next thing that came up on sale on there is this Virtus 135 RV Shift, which is a small tractor by the look of it. And it's busted, look at it. Look at all the scratches. That's actually really cool that it already has the wear and tear, even though I can't imagine what kind of work they were doing that the tractor looks like this. driving it through some like shrubland or whatever. But let's check this tractor out. I'm not going to buy it. 2 reasons: don't have the money, don't need that little of a horsepower tractor. However, let's see the options here. We have Michelin tires, Continental tires, Midas, Vredestein, and we have Nokian, which I believe are snow tires. Honestly, I like the look of the Michelin. It just makes it kind of a bulky, just tractor, if that makes sense. Wheel setup, we get to have wheel weights in the back. We get to put on wide tires, which, yes, even the front tires get wider. We get wide plus weights, twin wheels, all around twin wheels, and then back to standard. And we do have a front loader attacher, and we get to pick between the Hoyer and the Quickie again. So it is not a bad tractor. Like, this is your little like yard work tractor and or small field work tractor. This is not horrible. But you know, it is on sale almost 50%, so this would cost you 100,000 under normal circumstances. Yeah. So let's go ahead and roll the day over and see what happens December 3rd. Here we are, December 3rd, and what we got is more snow accumulation. You can see Walter is still refusing to come out. Okay, whatever, Walter. And we get to go out in the snow. I wonder if we're leaving tracks or not. How about in third person? Also not. Okay. The snow is looking a little... I don't really know what word I'm looking for. It is looking a little goofy. Like, I understand that they don't want just a uniform layer of snow, but that's kind of how snow looks like. This looks more like a windswept ice field than a fresh powder snow. You can also see the footprint of our shed over here extends all the way there. That's also a little goofy, but you know, not, it's a little bit weird, but it's not completely immersion breaking. Yeah. So anyway, so now the dramatic reveal. What do we get December 3rd? Ooh, we may have missed out on some stuff. We get this Zunhammer ULD18, which is a slurry transporter. I guess you could probably spread it as well, maybe, because it does have the hose spout, but that might just be literally for pumping. So this would just be to transport your slurry, you know, to the field, to a machine that's currently doing the spreading. Next one we have these twin mowers by, what is that, Samaj KDD 941 STH. You know, it is a nice mower actually. If we had a horsepower tractor that could use it, we could buy it and start our mowing business if we wanted one. Here we have the Fliegel Ruby 2000, which is a sugar beet cutter. Although I think it is basically just a bucket. I think you can buy it and just use it to scoop stuff. Yeah. Then we have this thing that we're all familiar with. I'm not even gonna try. The PM, so Pfanzelt Maschinenbau. Okay, actually that probably wasn't all too bad. German pronunciation can be tricky at times and then sort of simple at others. Anyway, we've used this several times working for NOAA. And to be honest, for 8,200, this is not horrible. This is not entirely uninteresting, because then we could do contracts for NOAA with our current machinery and get the full amount. However, I would rather the other machine, that being, let's go to wood transport. Forestry. I would rather this thing, the Kesla. Reason being, the Kesla you get to operate it from the back of the thing rather than sort of from in cab, and it makes it look a little bit cooler. And so that's the one we're going to save ourselves for. However, with the crane option, it does cost 45,000. So that's one of the things that's actually really kind of annoying. You hop in here into the store and you're like, yeah, I can buy this for 15,000. No, you really can't. You can buy it for 15 as a timber trailer. So come to think of it, if we click on this, yeah, it's still extra expensive because it comes as a crane. And so we're not going to get it. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that, as Forrest Gump said. Last thing on the list over here is a New Holland 900 SFI, which is a corn header. I think it's for, it says right there, it's for forage harvesters. We don't have a forage harvester, so we don't need to buy it. So let's just go around, check out the snow a little bit more in you know, some other areas of our farm. So this not having snow I can kind of believe, because we do have the gable, or whatever it's called, this sort of overhang, and in certain directions, like if we look at it, this would be exactly where the snow would not accumulate. So this is good. I like that this is frosted over. That's really nice, sort of little detail. Our solar panel is covered up. I'm wondering if we still make money, because, you know, when your solar panel is covered in snow, you're not doing any solar paneling. Unfortunately, can't climb that, so we won't be able to go ahead and look up there. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. I like it. It's looking very wintry. I have noticed a lot of people online were complaining that the snow doesn't really, like, their winters are too warm, the snow doesn't accumulate, or it doesn't even snow. And I just want to say that this was a problem with Farming Simulator 22 as well. And there were two reasons for it. Number one is that you need to have your seasons set to at least 3 days. If you don't have it set to 3 days or more, you will hardly see any accumulation, because it shrinks the amount of time that all the weather events take place, essentially, right? And so, you know, we've had a snow for 2 days, and so we've had accumulation. Whereas if we had set it to 2 days, we wouldn't really get any past that little dusting we got on December 2, right? And the weather patterns do change month to month. So even though it's technically winter, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be as wintry, you know, in December as it will be in January. One way or another, you know, one could be more, one could be less. The other thing that affects it is slightly randomized, right? The weather patterns, there isn't like a hard-coded thing that says, you know, December 2, it will snow, right? There is a percentage chance that all of these events will take place, and so it is entirely possible that we could go an entire winter without having a drop of snow. And mind you, that is not entirely unrealistic, right? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Real weather patterns, especially as we're going into more sort of climate change and uncertainty. You know, if I look outside in Colorado, we haven't had rain since probably July. And now it's freezing, or starting to freeze outside, and we did get a little bit of snow. But even though we got a little bit of snow, it's not much to speak of. So like if it melted, it didn't melt more than an inch onto a hard-packed ground that is parched for water and has been parched for months, right? And so you know, that is kind of what it is. Not to mention that some places get snow other times of the year, in terms of not just like, you know, northern or southern hemisphere, but you wouldn't believe it, but Colorado actually gets most of its snow in March. Strange, but so we do. But yeah, so snow looks... I don't like the way the snow looks necessarily all that much. It does, like I said, it looks more like compacted ice than powder snow. But I'm not going to moan about it. Like, this is not like a, oh man, the snow is horrible, get this game out of here. You know, it looks great. I like the way it accumulates on static objects. I wish it accumulated on the car. Like, I wish my windshield and everything was covered in snow, but it is what it is. So anyway, let's look in here one more time. We already checked this, so let's go and head into January. Okay, and we're in January 1, and Walter is coming out. It must be really warm because he's not even wearing a sweater. But all the snow's gone, except off of the roofs. We still have a little bit of dusting on there. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit sad, but at the same time also not. Snow melts, so it is what it is. Let's check what's on sale. We could buy a tractor, a 225 horsepower tractor, although I bet you this is going to be the base setup of 160. Yep. So, you know, for the big setup of 225, we would need to pay 24,000 extra. So we're not doing that. And the Smudge mowers are back on sale this time for 67% off. Actually, I think that was the same price it was before. Still, we don't have a tractor capable of using it. This is an interesting combo though. You could buy this thing and that thing, and then you would have an operational mowing setup. Other than that, we still have stuff from previous day. But we're gonna go ahead and hop into here and see. We can sell straw for the best price of the year, and we can sell our wheat for the best price of the year. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And stop fast forwarding time for no reason. I think my tractor is still in here because we did save scum the buying of the roller, which was why we drove it out. So we're gonna come out of the thing. We're just gonna reverse all the way there. There's no reason not to. Especially because we can look out through the back window and see what we're doing. Hop on out. Open it up. Hop back in. And then reverse. Pick up the trailer. Drive it out. And continue toward the silo. And then at the silo we will fill it up with the rest of our wheat, and while it's loading, I'm just gonna go out into this view. While we're loading the wheat in there, actually let's just watch it real quick because it's not a whole lot of it. While that happened, we're gonna go and check. So bugger, by loading it into the trailer, it removed itself from the time-saving stock check mods list, so we have to go all the way to here, check out wheat prices, and the best wheat price currently is at the River Grain silo, if I'm reading this right. Yep. And that is, where is that? Let's tag the place. That is thereabouts. River Grain silo, this one right there. So we don't even have to go far. Just through the town, by the gas station, hang a right, and use this side road. We could just use the main streets, but I think this will be more interesting. So let's go ahead and sell some wheat. Let's go out this way, might as well. And left. And stop. And the right. Wait, no, that's left still. Let's go left again. And then we're gonna hang a right under the bridge. And we have a stop sign again. Let's not be goofy and just drive up into the middle in front of a oncoming school bus. There seems to be an awful lot of those. I am curious to see how much money we're going to make. Wheat is traditionally not the most profitable crop compared to other crops, even if you sell at peak demand like we do now. It is a crop that can make you a lot of money if you have vast acreages, but if you're strapped, if you know, like we have 15 arable acres, that's not a lot, and we only got like one field, so this isn't even a volume of 15 acres. This is a volume of like 4, I think. So, you know, in terms of its actual capacity, we've made a fairly good amount of wheat, I guess you can say. We made what, like 11,000 was it? Because we gave 5,000 to the chickens. But it's like the price per 1,000 liters isn't so great. So we're probably gonna get peanuts for it. What is this cell point? A lime station, I think. And here we go, a road narrows. So this is a one-way track. And I do love this. This looks great. Look at this. Let's hold up. Let's screenshot this. Make that the thumbnail. So I downloaded a mod that should help me screenshot stuff. Alt H. Yeah, there we go. Bam. Yeah. I do wish that the let's actually fix that real quick. Untag the place so that we don't have that bobbing up on the map. And then I can't remember what button I set screenshotting to. I think F9. So let's do a screening. Hopefully that worked. Yeah, and then Alt H to come back out of it. Hop in and continue on our journey. This is going to be the first time I'm actually going to use a thumbnail, other than just using a YouTube generated one that kind of looks derpy at times. But here we are, driving down. You can see the I like how, ooh, hold up. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at this. It's looking very wintry. I did think for a second that the water was actually frozen, so that's why I sort of abruptly stopped, and then I was a little disappointed that it wasn't, but it still looked pretty good. Pretty good. And I fear, this is my worry, I feel like this episode's gonna be 17 hours long of me just skipping time. So what I might do is I might call this episode a day over here. Is this a one-way? Kind of is, because this traffic signal is facing that way. Yep. Too bad, we're driving this way. Should have had an employee meet us at the back gate. Here we go. Let's see what we make. Empty it up. Ooh, dramatic reveal. And we'll make all of like 2,500 is my guess. Okay, 3,500. Ooh, 45 almost. Alright, well, I mean, you know, it's nothing to scoff at. So let's cut back through here. Come out that same exit that we came through. And see about selling our bales. Because initially I thought maybe we would keep them so that we can use them as bedding for cows in the future. But honestly, since we have barley, we will have fresh straw bales, and we might as well sell these for extra cash. Issue will be that we don't really have a transporter for it, and I don't want to rent it. I'm hoping that this trailer can be converted into a bale trailer. And so we're gonna go to the store, because unfortunately we don't have a workshop on our farm, and there currently aren't any mods that allow you to place like a cheap, you know, just basic workshop. That doesn't have to be a building of its own with all kinds of tech. That's not just like a basic garage. What I'm looking for is a mod that allows me to place just the trigger, so I can place it. Hey people, tractor coming, watch out, idiots. So I can place just a trigger and basically have it placed wherever, and that way I can place it inside of our big barn over on the farm, or even just that small one where I park the trailer, and that way, you know, a lot of the things that I want to do, like taking the sides of a trailer, it does not require a hydraulic lift, right? Like, it just requires, my guess would be, a few wrenches, maybe an impact wrench to get it done faster and tighter, and then somewhere to put the sides while you're not using them, which really, that could be just outside, right? And so we're gonna pop over here and we're gonna check to see what the sitch is at the store in terms of fixing this trailer. The other problem will be that if we are able to load the trailer into its bale configuration, if it has one, we're going to have to unhitch from this tractor, because this is the tractor we would use to actually do the lifting. This is the tractor that has the front loader, and we don't have any other. And so we would be doing this weird thing where we're loading a trailer that doesn't have a vehicle hitched up in front of it, which I don't think is done. Reason being that you would have a much harder time loading it, and I'm not sure that it's safe, or that the little leg is actually like weight bearing for a full load. So I don't know if that's true either way. So I'm not saying it is or it isn't. Let's undo it just to avoid any issues. Go on in here. We can repaint the thing. We can repair. Might as well repair it for $44. I don't know. Maybe there was a broken thing. We can customize it, and it does allow. Yes, and it doesn't even cost anything. That is beautiful. So we have ourselves a bale trailer, and we don't even know about it. Let's check out the design. That just adds a box. That adds a fender of some kind, or a rail. Nah, we'll just roll with that. And then we'll just customize. It won't cost us anything. And we are now in bale trailer config. Hook it back up. And let's roll. I wonder how many bales it can take. Probably, well, based on its size, for sure 4, probably 6. And I think we have 9, which, to be honest, that would probably be pushing it a little bit, because it would get really unstable stacking them that high. But we might do it anyway, and then just drive very carefully and hope we don't run into a sheriff. And if we do, that the sheriff doesn't know any better in terms of what a safe load looks like. I don't know. Something, right? So let's turn on our indicator. Cut left. I do love how it turns off automatically with the mod. It's just like a little thing, little detail that they always overlook at Giants, and I don't know why. I don't understand why that wouldn't be an option in the game already. There we go. Now we're gonna, I don't have a bale spike, but in all reality we would just be able to use our what's the word? Our pallet loader. I don't think there's much difference between the two, other than that a bale spike has very pointed tips, which I don't know will make that much of a difference at the end of the day. So yeah, so let's go grab our front loader. It already has the pallet loader attached to it, so we can just pick it up and get on with it. There we go, and back we go. And let's see where it is that we're actually going to drive it. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be, I think, 4 on the bed and 2 on top of them. So we might have to fiddle around with it. We can also just carry 1 bale on the front. That should work as well. So let's go and grab this one. This is, I think, the incomplete bale, isn't it? No, all of our bales were complete. Guess I'm confused. Here we go. Poke. Lift. Lift just a smidgen. I don't want them to go all flying and wonky. You know, no, we might be able to fit 3 like side by side. Guess we'll see. Lift a little bit more. There we go. Let's see. What's actually going to be more interesting is the width of the trailer rather than its lengthwise capacity. Whoopsie daisy. That's where I want. Now back up. And so what I like to do when I'm loading trailers in Farming Simulator is I like to strap the individual bales if I don't want to reposition them when picking up the next one, which I don't. So that's what's up. And we're gonna get this entire row done first. That way we do the easy bit and then start doing the more difficult, which is that one, because we're gonna have to kind of sidle toward the side of the shed. And again, it would be great to have like a vehicle that can do all-wheel steering, because it would make these kinds of operations a lot easier. But seeing as this might take a minute, I might just do another time lapse. And by another, I mean first one in this video, I think, right? Yeah. Alright, time lapse, go. Okay, and we are back. So as you can see, we have managed to load all of our bales onto the trailer, and I'll be honest, this actually, I'm a little bit proud of this. I think I did a pretty good job. It doesn't even look sketchy, to be honest. I do admit this last bottom row, I would be a little bit hesitant to drive behind it unless it had some kind of strap going the long ways in front of it. But yeah, let's check where we can sell our wheat, or sorry, not wheat, our straw at the animal dealer, which is where? Tag the place. Look at the map. Right there. Alright, well, perfect. Katie's gonna set us up with a little bit more money. So actually, you know, we're sitting pretty. We're gonna probably have about $40,000 to work with. So that's nice. We're definitely gonna be able to afford a thing. The question is, will we be able to afford what we want, or will we have to make do with leasing? Ideally, to be honest, this is a thing. If we somehow can't get what we want in terms of the equipment, I am tempted to see if I can get more land. Because even though currently I don't think we have money to buy any significant amount of land, definitely nothing, you know, like Field 9 even, I think we're still going to be a few tens of thousands out of our price range, possibly. I think there are a few bits of land that cost about 47,000, and so we'll look into that depending, right? Ideally I would like to buy the machinery that I need to kind of work the land that we have. However, more land means more. Okay, first it means more stuff to do instead of just, you know, fast forwarding through days. And secondly, it means more income from production. So here we are. Katie will offload it sort of off camera, quotes, but let's see what happens. Sell all the bales and get 4,100. Yeah, so we broke the magical $40,000 boundary. I don't know what makes it magical, but there you have it. We're also gonna stop over here at the shop and reset our trailer back to its trailer position. Although, come to think of it, we could also haul pallets on the back of this, but that's what we have the pickup for, so we don't really need to worry about that. And that's gonna be kind of the last thing I'm gonna do. So after I'm done changing the configuration of our trailer again, I will give you the end game spiel and then customize this. Bale trailer, 4-meter extension, 8-meter extension. Yeah, so we actually have the bigger of the two options. This is good. Customize that, yes please. And that's that. And I will drive this to the farm and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I turned the engine off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, what have you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.